Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and esteemed speakers, participants present today, on behalf of the Institute, it's my distinct pleasure to welcome one and all to the Global Summit on Unlocking Sustainability. G20 Presidency paves the way for an ESG-driven new world order. May I request Honorable President of the Institute, CMA Vijendra Sharma sir, along with Chairman of the Global Summit, CMA H. Padmanabhan sir, to escort the guests on the dais. Please join me in giving a warm round of applause as distinguished guests take the stage for inaugural session and kickstart our journey towards unlocking sustainability and shaping the ESG-driven new world order. Thank you, sir. I think Sri Sopti sir is yet to. So shall we wait for Sopti sir? We have our guest of honors with us, Lieutenant General Samir Gupta ji, BSM Director General Financial Planning, Indian Army, and we are just about to have another guest of honor, Sri Atul Sopti ji, Director General Scope. So he'll join us. He was there inside the hall. I think I welcome Sri Atul Sopti sir also. Kindly take your seat on the dais, sir. Please join me to giving them a warm round of applause to Sri Sopti sir. We commence the summit with the inaugural session on the theme ESG Ecosystem, a clarion call for the new world order and India's G20 presidency. Yes, today this holds a great significance across the globe. The summit brings together experts, professionals, and leaders who are dedicated to advancing knowledge, fostering collaboration, and driving positive change. With this hope, we have organized this summit. Well, as we understand, this ESG framework has emerged as a catalyst for change, emphasizing the interconnection between environmental preservation, social progress, and effective governance. We strongly believe that an integrating ESG principles into decision-making processes, and we can strive for a harmonious balance between economic growth, social well-being, and environmental stewardship. India's leadership as the G20 presidency provides a unique opportunity to drive this transformation on a global scale. Thank you all for being part of this momentous summit. Dear friends, we have received a message from Honorable Chief Guest for the summit, Sri Arjun Ram Meghwal sir, who could not join personally due to urgent official engagement in his constituency, and he would be joining with us tomorrow in the valedictory session. Our guest of honors of the summit, Dr. Subhas Sarkarji, Honorable Union Minister of State for Education, could not join us in person. However, he has sent a video message for all of us. We are privileged to have a kind presence of the guest of honors of the summit, Sri Atul Sopti ji, Director General Scope, Lieutenant General Samir Gupta ji, VSM Director General Financial Planning, our Indian Army. We are extremely delighted to have wonderful guests embracing this occasion today. A big round of applause for both the guest of honors. We are happy to present this summit under the able leadership of the President, ICMAI CMA Vijendra Sharma sir, and guided by CMA H. Padmanabhan sir, Chairman of Global Summit GS 2023 and former Vice President of ICMAI. So big round of applause for our Chairman and President. To mark the beginning of this momentous global summit, we will now commence with the traditional lighting of ceremonial lamp and inaugurate the Global Summit 2023. A lighting of lamp, a symbolic gesture that represents the dispelling of darkness and awakening of enlightenment.
Asatu ma sadgamaya tamasu ma jyotirgamaya mrityurmamritangamaya
sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityurmamritam gamaya
Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityurmamritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya
Thank you, sir,
mrityurmamritam.
for doing the honors. Let the collective wisdom and expertise gathered here illuminate the path towards innovative solutions, inclusive growth, and better world for all. May I request now our Honorable President of the Institute, CMA Vijendra Sharma sir, along with the Chairman, Global Summit, CMA H. Padmanabhan sir, to extend greetings with a refreshing green welcome to our guest of honors of the summit. May I request sir to honor Shri Atul Sopti ji, Director General, Standing Conference of Public Enterprises, Scope. Sir has a diverse and versatile professional experience of over 4 decades, working in various capacities, including nearly 6 years of board level. He played a pivotal role in pursuing joint association, knowledge and experience sharing among various enterprises and series of initiatives towards policy advocacy and capacity building. Thank you, sir, for joining us today morning and gracing this summit, sir. Thank you, sir. May I now request our President of the Institute and Chairman of GS 2023 to please felicitate Lieutenant General Samir Gupta ji, VSM Director General Financial Planning, Indian Army. Sir assumed the appointment of DG Financial Planning in 2021, and prior to that, he had opportunity to serve in all types of trainings. He has commanded very challenging regiments and artillery brigades, such as Western Sector and Glacier, the Kargil Artillery Brigade, and Composite Artillery Brigade in Western Sector and Deep Strikers Artillery Division. Lieutenant General Samir Gupta sir has been awarded as Vishesh Seva Medal on 26 January 2021 during command of the Artillery Division. Thank you, sir, for gracing the summit today, sir. May I now request CMA H. Padmanabhan sir, Chairman of GS 2023 and former Vice President of the Institute, to give welcome address. Yes.
Good morning. Good morning. Actually, you are telling good morning to you and I am telling good morning for me, right? And as we know that in all the news channels, like always, they are very active, media people. They have made a great coverage of this thing by telling that Delhi is under flood. And many people were calling me that why you went to Delhi? Are you safe? I said on the road people are waiting in the queue to get one glass of water. This is what that has made a difference. But then we are really feeling very sorry for those who have been really affected. In Kerala also, it is shown in the channel that Kerala is under flood. It is not like that, some areas, and it is very difficult for certain people to travel by road, which I came to know from our friends in Delhi, that by road to reach Delhi, this thing were there. So Vijayendra Bhai, our Honorable President, told me that just before the start, let us at least have this thing, good wishes, or this thing that people who are there should be safe, and who have lost their home or this or any physical materials and even personal this thing, we also feel very sorry. Maybe that is the reason why the attendance is also what we are seeing. Maybe some people are coming on the way. Srinivasa Prasad sir told me that even some friends were calling him and he assured them that you please come and the sessions will be very good. So respected Honorable President of the Institute of Cost Accountants of India, CMA Vijayendra Sharma sir, Vijayendra Bhai Mera, and as you all know, Madam has already told with regard to the ministers. In fact, they have sent a video clipping also. I think you will be playing the same. So that will also be done. And of course, Atul sir, we are very thankful to you that you have come here. Already very good warm welcome has been given to you. And our Lieutenant General Samir Gupta sir, in fact, for your information and everybody's information, here is a personality where we, our institute and the armed forces have now joined hands, and whatever little bit we can do from our institute side, taking into account the Agniveer project, the first institute and only one institute which came forward to support openly the Agniveer project, that is Institute of Cost Accountants of India. And I thank Vijayendra Bhai for that effort, and the moment he submitted the representation, there was a call by 3 p.m. that Minister wants to meet you, Rajnath Singh sir. The same day, never it has happened. With our institute at least, morning 11 a.m. he is meeting the officials. By 3 p.m. the Defence Minister himself requested the Vijayendra Bhai and team, and they met, and now it is what we are seeing. Already the first batch is over for existing. Baki English to take hai na? I thought he is giving me some tips. Thank you very much, brother. So nice of you. And the first batch for existing armed forces, Atul sir, we had, and it successfully completed with some specific target they had fixed, and it was in Panchmahi, some 5 hours journey by road from Bhopal. And Vijayendra Bhai and you both have already met, I saw in the photo. I could not go there for some other reason. Vijayendra Bhai gave me some assignment. So not only welcoming you to this summit, we are very grateful and thankful to you, sir. And our staff members also learned how, with all discipline and commitment, we should do a project and did it on time. So you have now taught us also a little bit discipline, I should tell. That way, thank you very much. Always we are thankful to the armed forces, because it is easy for us to sit at home and this thing. We are safe because of people like you all. So welcome to each and every one of the participants here on behalf of all the council members. I am telling you, all the council members, because I have been assigned the duty of chairman only, I am coming and welcoming, or whatever it is. Our convener is also there, Ashwin Dalwadi sir. And we both, on behalf of the council, I am not taking names, each and every one. Welcome to each and every one of you. And one more glad thing is, our institute could conduct the election, and some of you who participated in the election came forward to contest. That itself is a huge, not that everybody vote for giving voluntary service, be it region or council. So that way, to all the contestants, and congratulations to those who come out successful in the election, because things move and able leadership again in region as well as in the chapters. This thing I thought I will share. Those who have won, they will put their, I don't know, even if you don't put your hands together, but at least be active, going to be in the council or chapter, whatever. very important. That is what that is what students want. There are so many projects which have been doing, and they have done many things been completed. We are expecting government understand that when we are nation building process along, and they should also arms openly to take the cost accountants. And today subject, this is the first having that even IFAC, they have appreciated, taken note of the government and taking this topic. I know about the theme, the technical thing is with you. For appreciating for choosing subject, I thank Vijayendra Bhai, the technical team, assured that ahead with such a topic for the global. And I should thank our team people, Chandra Wadhwa sir and Kunal Da, Durga Prasad sir and M. Gopal sir, and we are lucky that sir and Gopalashan sir come all the way from. I thank you MGK sir for guiding us, and of course former presidents or whoever is technical this thing. I am very grateful and thankful to them, and the officials. They have also done a lot of hard work for making this, and excellent top class faculty members, resource person, and who are holding very high position in their respective field are coming forward to help our institute by participating in various technical sessions. You will definitely enjoy, I know, but then I will not be a person here to tell you that don't play in WhatsApp in this hall or this or that and all. Of course, those who are now seeing the message, don't think that I have seen that and I am telling. If I am on the other side also, I will do. But then, if you want to enrich and you would like to take something as a takeaway, it will be better for you if you can listen to the speakers who have come here to inaugurate, especially our Samir Gupta sir and Atul sir. And Vijayendra Bhai will tell about the in his presidential address. And I thank Nisha madam for giving me an opportunity to address, give my this thing. From the heart of heart, I welcome each and every one of you to this function. And those who are not able to come, of course, you will be getting a chance to see it live also. That is also there. But please, by any chance, anybody make a call to you about coming to the program. Please request them to join. Because it is 2 days session. Even if they have missed it till afternoon, they can join by afternoon or post lunch session or tomorrow morning, because our institute also wants that students and members also enrich. And we are having examination, sir, on this 15th, that is, it is commencing tomorrow. So many of the final students, I feel sorry for them. They were telling me that we also would have loved to have been part of this program, but you have kept this program. It is not like that. Any program will be planned and organized and done, and we had no intention that to keep the summit during the examination time, but definitely you people will come out successful in the examination. All the best from all the cost accountants and guests and everybody. Our blessings are there for you. Perform well in the examination and become a CMA, and as quickly as possible come and replace Papan Bhai from the council, because we want generation next also to take care of the profession for years to come with ever shining this thing. Thank you very much. I wish you all the best, each and every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your best wishes and motivation. Before I request President Sir for his address, we would like to play video message by Chief Guest of the Day of this event, Shri Arjun Ram Meghwal ji, Honorable Union Minister of Law and Justice, Minister of State for Parliamentary Affairs and Culture. May I request our IT team to please play his video.
साथियों नमस्कार। ग्लोबल समिट 2023 अनलॉकिंग सस्टेनेबिलिटी G20 presidency paves the way for an ESG driven new world order। इस पे जो वर्कशॉप होने वाली थी 14-15 जुलाई 2023 को विज्ञान भवन में, मुझे 14th को पहले आना था, लेकिन जयपुर में हमारे चुनाव प्रबंधन से संबंधित एक बड़ी बैठक हो गई है और जिसमें हमारे इलेक्शन इंचार्ज प्रहलाद जोशी जी जा रहे हैं, तो मुझे उसमें सम्मिलित होना पड़ रहा है। तो मैं 14 तारीख की बजाय 15 तारीख को जो आपका समापन सत्र होगा उसमें सम्मिलित हूंगा, द इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ कॉस्ट अकाउंटेंट्स ऑफ इंडिया का। तो सीएमए के सभी साथियों को अनुरोध करना चाहता हूं कि मैं 15 तारीख को सम्मिलित हूंगा। 14 तारीख का जो आपका कार्यक्रम है वो सफल हो, ऐसी शुभकामना भी देता हूं। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Thank you, sir. We look forward for Honorable Minister's presence tomorrow in the valedictory session. Now I would request Honorable President of the Institute, CMA Vijendra Sharma, sir, for his presidential address.
Well, good morning and namaskar to all of you. Honorable Chief Guest Shri Arjun Ram Meghwal ji, Honorable Minister of Law and Justice, Minister of States and Parliamentary Affairs and Culture, Government of India. He expected to join us, but then he will be joining us tomorrow. Our Honorable Guest of Honor, Dr. Subhash Sarkar, Minister of State of Education, Government of India. Honorable Guest of Honor, Mr. Atul Sokti, Director General, Standing Conference of Public Enterprise Scope, former CMD of BHEL. Honorable Guest of Honor, Lieutenant General Samir Gupta ji, the Director General of Financial Planning, Indian Army. CMA Shri Ajpat Raban, Chairman of Global Summit 23 and former Vice President of ICMAI. My council colleague, former President, members of Regional Council, chapters, distinguished guests and dignitaries, participants from the corporate world, professional ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, I convey my heartfelt gratitude to Honorable Chief Guest Shri Arjun Meghwal ji for giving us encouraging words to the CM maternity and to become the Chief Guest of the program. But due to the sudden change in the schedule to attend the program, he has sent a message to all of us. We just heard him that he will be joining us physically tomorrow for the valedictory section. I'm also very grateful to Dr. Subhash Sarkar ji, Minister of State for Education, Government of India, Mr. Atul Sokti ji, Director General Scope, and Lieutenant General Samir Gupta ji, Director General Financial Planning, Indian Army, for acceptance our invitation to be the guest of honor. Honorable Dr. Subhash Sarkar could not join us physically today due to his official commitment, but we are thankful to him for providing his valuable video message on this occasion. Friends, I feel blessed and privileged to address all of you on behalf of the Institute, which is a family of more than 90,000 members and more than 5 lakh students, 4 regional council, 114 chapters, and 11 overseas centers. I take this opportunity to congratulate all of you for making the Global Summit a grand success by participating in such a mega event from the Institute side. Today is a very memorable day, but because of sudden flood coming into Delhi, many physical participants couldn't come physically, but they are all available through the virtual online mode with us. Today is a memorable day for our country to set a launch of Chandrayaan-3, equipped with the ladder, with a module. I convey my best wishes to ISRO for its team for the successful launching of Chandrayaan-3. With the motto of Vasudhaiva Kutumbam, means the word is one family, India has embarked the year-long journey of G20 presidency. The G20 play a very, very important role, which express the strength and the global culture the India is giving to the whole global world. This is coming like opportunities to us, and being the cost and management accountant also, we are also getting privileged to have the part of this challenge and the opportunity available to us. But nowadays, sustainability taking a center stage of enterprises' strategic and operating environment. The ESG, environmental, social and governance. Goals are set a standard for the company operations. And today the companies are not only focusing on the profit, but they are focusing on the real profit, that is how to sustain. There was a time that performance of a company was evaluated in terms of the profit generated and highlighted by the balance sheet. But nowadays, the corporate world is giving the 360 dimension, not only the profit, but the real profit, that how long they will be able to sustain, what is the contribution of the corporate world to the social environment, governance, and the sustainability are the buzzword nowadays. The regulators are also playing a very, very important role by setting the standards and guidance for sustainable practice. Further, the Honorable Prime Minister Sir Shri Narendra Modi ji announced to migrate and to climate change, including the achievement of net zero by 2017. By enabling scientific ESG adoption, professionals like CME can ensure the sustainable for corporate performance. See, ESG is not only focusing on the company's financials, but they are very, very important for the employees, for the stakeholders, the government of India, the environment, the customers. Everybody is getting affected with the ESG. Nowadays, friends, the technology is a buzzword, and we all know that nowadays, every day, we are getting new and new innovation into the technology sectors also. There was a time when the accounting, the double entry system come into existence, and then in 1920, the subject of cost accountancy come into play. But now, we are moving towards the management accountancy. Because the financial accounting was mainly available to make the information available to the stakeholders, those are outside the company. The cost accounting was considered to the main information made available to the management for the decision making. The cost accountancy collects the statistical information along with financial information and provide the management for taking the decision making, and that makes us the management accountant. Well, friends, with the innovation of artificial intelligence, this ChatGPT, the blockchain analysis, they have given a lot of challenge to the accounting fraternity also. The accountant is no more expected to run a simple ratio analysis. The data is very, very powerful nowadays. It's only the data of your company, but data of the global level, your competitor, that plays very, very important role. So today, as a president, I conceive that there could be a threat to the accounting fraternity, that this job of accounting fraternity may be taken over by the artificial intelligence, the IT professional, but the job and role of a cost accountant, whose role is to actually collect the database and convert this database into information for decision making, can never be taken by the artificial intelligence. So I feel the role of a cost and management accountant very, very exciting years to come. In the years, we had a global summit in the chairmanship of our H. Padaraban sir in Dubai. When people are at a global level, they were very much curious what is the future and what type of software, what type of innovation they need to do into the ERPs. So the outcome of the whole discussion was that time has not come for a general ERP. Earlier we were having one ERP software which was applicable for all across the different industries. But now the demand is rising from the corporate world that we should have the industry-specific ERPs, those who can meet out the requirement of the top management or helping them for the decision making. So the role of cost and management accountant is passing through a very, very challenging phase, and we only need to update and upgrade ourselves to provide the quality information to the management for the decision making. As I always used to say, the whole world has become a small global village. The pricing of your product will be decided by your competitor. There was a time we were living in a competitive environment when competition was with my neighbor person. While Mr. Gupta was having the competition with Mr. Agarwal. But now we are entering a virtual competition. Any customer, they go to any website, they will place the order, they will consider that quality of the product and the pricing, whatever is thrown by the competitor, even my manufacturer will not be available to know that who is my real competitor. So if anybody want to sustain or retain to the market, they have to focus on how they can optimize their resources, how they can enhance their value creation, and decide the pricing, what is decided by the market. The institute has also given many advanced courses into data analytics, the forensic accounting. I must congratulate my Central Council team to give lot many advanced studies courses to the members and the students so that they can enhance their knowledge. Finally, because the technology will keep on changing, and it is a threat, but it is coming with the opportunity also, and we have to update ourselves with the latest technology available. And I wish the new council should also focus to include some of the latest information technology subjects with practical experience to the course curriculum of the CMA so that we can develop the CMA for the future prospects also. Well, friends, our institute came into limelight in 1944 at the time of Second World War in the name of society. Then 1959, we come under the Act of the Parliament when our late Lal Bahadur Shastri ji, the second Honorable Prime Minister of India, he was given as a slogan of Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan. The institute was continuously harvesting for these slogans. We were trying to help because we were also being invited by the Honorable Finance Minister, because the message is conveyed from the top, our Prime Minister also, that we have to help the farmers to double their income. So your institute has developed courses for the agriculture cost management, and we have signed a MOU with the IGNU to spread this knowledge of cost management in agriculture sector to across the country. The objective was that through our students, those who are also our brand ambassador, let our farmers sitting in the different corners of the city, at the rural areas, they should also have the benefit of our cost accounting. So the course is underway, and I think with this, we will be able to achieve a lot many targets to us. Recently, well, as mentioned by our chairman, Shri C.M. Prasidency sir, that we have helped, we are coming very close to the Indian Army. Well, friends, there was initiative taken by the institute that we should support the initiative of Government of India for Agniveer project. And immediately mentioned by Papan Bhai that immediately the way it is responded by the Honorable Defense Minister, sir, we immediately get a call from the Lieutenant General Shri Anil Puri ji, which was supported by all the chief of all the three armed forces, that how we can help all the armed forces. That point of time, the discussion was taking place that Agniveer is coming to us only for 5 years. And we will see to it how we can take the help of the institute to empower them. But at the same time, how we can help the army to develop their procurement and their budgets. So immediately institute come forward, and we agree and we develop a program with the support of our Lieutenant General Shri Samir Gupta ji, to how we can support and we can equip the officers serving the Indian Army to provide and help provide the latest technology available into the cost accountancy, how they can be better negotiator. And we have just concluded with the first session, first program at Panchmani. It was a 2-month program, and it was well accepted, well appreciated by the Indian Army. The second challenge thrown by us, that those officers, those soldiers, those who are superannuated, get retired from the Indian Army, how we can help them. Because we always see that after taking the superannuation from the Indian Army or any defense forces, they go for a different type of rehabilitation programs. So your institute come forward, and we are providing the basic accounting knowledge through our CAT, Computer Accounting Technician course. We are giving the diploma course to them. So when my soldier get superannuated from the army, they can get settled into their villages, they can take care of their family, they can take care of their farming lands, and at the same time, they can be supported to help the accounting of panchayat or the local plant level companies. And for this, we have given the challenge that every year 60,000 soldiers get superannuated. So challenge was given to us whether our institute will able to acquire and help such a large number of the fraternity people. So on behalf of the members of our institute, we have responded that we are more than 1 lakh members available today, and our people sitting in the corporate world, they will able to help and support the soldiers and to giving them the employment into the different plant area, different area, rural areas. The third thing was coming because now the Indian Army has come across that being the cost accountant, how we can help them. So we are into dialogue and discussion with them. Can we develop a dedicated course for them? As I already mentioned to you, the 12 locations are already been allotted to us in different parts of the country where we are organizing the program dedicated for the Indian Army. Now they are coming forward that how we can help them to have a better negotiation with the vendors, how we can help them to have the cost accounting done for all the arms and ammunition also, because these all details are very confidential nature, and your institute, being a cost accountant, you are well aware of that cost accountancy go with the confidentiality. The report of a cost accountant always remain confidential. It is only available to Government of India or a very strategic location partner stakeholder. So with this, the institute has successfully conducted the program. Now, I'm also happy to inform that institute has received a recognition for NCVAT. It is the National Council for Vocational Education and Training, Ministry of Skill Development Enterprises, Entrepreneurship, Government of India, and very soon the Executive Certificate course of Defense Personnel will also be aligned with the NCVAT guideline. You will appreciate to know yours is the first institute who get recognized by the NCVAT. Earlier only our CAT course was recognized, but we just had a meeting with the NCVAT, and our all courses which are offered, whether the main course or the diploma course, is being recognized by the NCVAT. Your institute has also come up with a new Section 8 company. Nowadays, you might be aware of this ESG is a buzzword, and the SEBI has come with the certain regulations. They want that the social audit should be introduced, where all the stakeholders, whether the social organization, the Section 8 companies, the NGOs, they can come forward to take the finance. On the other side, the people, those who are compulsory need to spend some money for the social development, they are getting one platform so that they can have a better good governance through SEBI. And it is to be done by the 3 professional bodies. You have to pass the social exams, social audit exams. So your institute has developed a Section 8 company dedicated for the social audit. Well, friends, today we are having about 5 crores pending cases before the honorable different courts, district courts. Up to December 22, approximately 4.3 crores cases are pending before the different courts. 50% of them are being having the stake from the state government and central government. So this is becoming a headache for the Government of India also. So I would like to also announce here that your institute has come with a new ICMA International ADR, Alternative Dispute Resolution Chamber, a Section 8 company under Companies Act, to come forward for arbitration and reconciliation so that our members can help the corporate world to have the settlement of their disputes through the reconciliation and the mediation. I'm confident that the participation and valuable guidance of excellent speaker, gracious presence of dignitaries, guests and from the industry, the academia, the regulator and the Government of India, the CMA Summit 2023 will be successful. And I'm also glad to know that today, though the people are expected to join, I think the situation of our flood is getting clear to them. We're expected to have more and more people tomorrow also. We must remember that this being the profession, it cannot be handled by one person. I must congratulate the new team of Central Council and the Regional Council chapter level also. They have to carry forward this baton of profession, and they have to work continuously for the betterment of the profession. With this, I'm thankful to all of you and wish this program a grand success. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words encouraging the CMA fraternity, new council members, and our audience. Thank you, sir. Yeah. Now, before we proceed, I would like our guest of honors, I would request Shri Atul Sopti ji, Director General Scope, to please address the gathering.
A very good morning to all of you. Lieutenant General Shri Samir Gupta ji, it's always pleasure and a matter of pride and privilege to share dice with such high officials of the Indian Defence, because of whom we feel safe at our houses. CMA Vijendra Sharma ji, whom we heard just now prior to my address, and my respect for this institute has gone further multifold after listening to the various activities which are being done and carried out and proposed to be done in the near future, and it was a great learning for me also, CMA Vijendra ji. CMA Padmanabhan ji, thanks for the warm welcome he accorded to us when we joined the dais, and of course CMA Nisha Diwanji, who is conducting this program. So many eminent personalities are here whom I got the opportunity to meet also, and all the participants who are here. At the outset, I like to congratulate. I was told that the elections were concluded, and to all the members who have been elected, and definitely I am sure with their support the institute will go further up. This particular, in fact, when I came to this particular hall, this gives me some kind of nostalgic feeling, because when I was the chairman and managing director, I conducted many AGMs here at that point of time. So it was interesting to listen to all the shareholders also, lot of arguments, replies to them, and after a long time I am coming here, and I am thankful to ICMA for giving me for this particular opportunity. And this is a very pertinent subject which has been chosen by ICMAI. And it's a great honor that I am also sharing the dais with the eminent personalities. And in fact, Arjun Meghwal ji was to join, and we heard his message today. I had the privilege of working with him very closely. In fact, after joining the scope also, he always been a guiding force for us. And prior to this also, when I was with BHEL, he was the Honorable Minister of Heavy Industries and Public Enterprises, and he was the guiding light for us, and especially for me, while working at that particular position. The topic, as I mentioned, is a very, very important topic. And especially when India has today having the presidency of the G20. You know that we recently entered at SCOPE, which is the apex body of the public sector enterprises. Although you know about the public sector enterprises, but I am getting this opportunity to explain to you. There are close to 250 public sector enterprises which contribute almost 13.5% of the country's GDP. Their total turnover is 389 billion US dollar, which is almost equivalent to the GDP of the Hong Kong, close to the GDP of the Singapore, more than the GDP of Pakistan and Sri Lanka put together. And only 20%, if you see the total list of the GDP country-wise, 80% of the countries have GDP lower than the 389 billion US dollar. These are the organizations which are contributing to the socio-economic development of the country. You being from the finance background, I like to break a myth here. General impression is the public sector enterprises are making losses. But just to share with you, out of these public sector enterprises which are operating, 76% are the profit making. Compared to, if you see, I was doing some study that in USA also, out of the listed companies, more than 50% are the loss making. And similar is the situation here also in India also, of the listed company close to 60% are the profit making. This is a very good achievement. I will not like to go into the what public sector is doing, but I am privileged, my organization is privileged that we entered into memorandum of understanding with this esteemed institute recently. And where Rajendra Sharma ji played a major role. In fact, when we signed this particular MOU with him, I was highly impressed with the kind of experience, the kind of knowledge, and the kind of vision he has for this institute as well as otherwise for the country. And I'm sure the professional like him will take this country to much greater heights. Thank you, Sharma ji. And this particular MOU is going to pave the way for many studies together, many knowledge workshops together, many research work together, and I am very happy that Scope is today the strategic partner for this global summit also. Thanks to the organizers, despite the difficult situation which this city and the country also is facing because of the unprecedented rains, but still I am very happy to see that hall is almost full. That speaks volume of the organizers, the way they have motivated the people to come here, because everybody is scared. In fact, I am also getting every day the calls from my relative across the country, "Bhai, Delhi mein kya ho gaya?" Media is giving so much hype to that. Just say all Delhi is getting flooded, but you can see nothing much is there. Only in certain areas it is there. But I mean, it's a great thing that despite the difficult situation, this particular program has been organized by the organizer. And now, while coming to the ESG, you see that if you go the general definition of business, when we were children also at that point of you, all of you in the finance area, business always used to mean, you see you do the Google also, you will see business is making profit, earning money. That was the only thing which we used to talk at that point of time. Things have changed over the years. It's not the short-term profit, it's the long-term profit, it's the sustainability which is going to be very important. And it is defined not only by the performance alone, but also that how one is contributing to the society, environment, and how well it's engaged with the stakeholders through ensuring the transparency and effective corporate governance. This is a very, very important thing. This is a change in the business which is taking place. And ESG is one concept which is the topic of today also, which is upcoming, and almost everybody is talking about it. But why everybody is talking today about it? Why not early? Life has changed. In fact, today you can see, even though I was talking of the rains and the floods, etc., one of the reasons is, of course, there is a global warming which is taking place. There is an increasing pollution which is taking place, natural disasters which are taking place, and their challenges of survival of the humanity. And this is further elevated because of the ethical processes, accountability, and the expectations of all the stakeholders. Demanding stakeholders are there. So everybody is looking toward ESG as an important concept, and there is, in fact, this is everywhere, whether any business is there or any disclosures are there, this is gaining much more importance, because this framework leads to the sustainability of the business, making the business more effective also, while ensuring positive returns to the corporates, to the nation, to the stakeholders, and the world at large. India, you know, has recently attained the position of the 5th largest economy in the world, a matter of pride for us. And that has made a lot of difference also. I represent the employers in the International Labour Organization, International Labour Conference, which takes place every year at Geneva About a month back I was there, where almost 190 countries were participating, government, employers and employees, trade unions, all are there. I am very proud to tell you and share with you, in every technical session, in every discussions, every convention which was coming there, every recommendation which was coming there, our voice was heard, recognized and respected. That's the position of India now at the international platform also. We are now inching towards becoming the third largest economy in the world. Of course, 2-3 days back, Goldman Sachs was mentioning the second largest. Of course, that's quite far off. We are talking about 2075. But definitely, we have the potential to become the third largest in the near future. And after attaining the presidency of G20, we have also identified many imperatives for the ESG. That's a very, very important thing. And as mentioned by Mr. Sharma also, that there is a befitting theme of the of this particular G20 is the Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which we have been thinking and talking, discussing in India from quite some time. One earth, one family, one future. I remember during my childhood, my Sanskrit teacher used to be there. He used to say कि अपने स्व का घेरा क्यों बड़ा करो, स्व आप सिर्फ अपने बारे में सोचते हो, उसको बड़ा करो, then you will start thinking about your family, उसको increase करो, then you start thinking about your society, then you start thinking about your nation. But now the time has come, we start thinking about the globe as a whole. That's the concept of the Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam we are talking about. If I talk about the ESG, all the parameters of ESGs are imbibed in the G20 whatsoever subjects we have chosen, whether it's the green development, climate change and lifestyle for environment, accelerated resilient and inclusive growth, accelerating progress on sustainable development goals, human-centering approach in technology and facilities, greater knowledge sharing, and more accountable, inclusive, just equitable representatives, multi-point international systems, and women-led development. These are the few areas which have been identified and being discussed as part of the GST. Now coming back to the India concept. In India, in fact, a lot of focus is being given to the environment and the governance. If we talk about the environment, India today housing 17% of the world population. But many a times we are branded as among the top 5 emitters or polluters in the world. This is a misconception which is being projected everywhere. Basically, any emission needs to be viewed in terms of the per capita. And if you take the per capita emission, we are one of the lowest in the world. In the last, if you do the analysis, in the last almost 100 years or so, we have contributed only the 4% to the world emission as compared to 60% of the developed countries which they have done. But that one point is that we start talking about statistics. Second point, the bold decision which have to be taken. And I am very happy that our Honorable Prime Minister, he has taken the very bold decision in this regard. For a country which is the second largest producer of the coal in the world, a country which is the 5th largest reserves holders of the coal in the world, and a country which is a developing country, but we took a decision under his leadership that by 2030, the power generating capacity, 50% would be from the non-renewable sources. That's a big decision which have been taken. And second decision which was taken, that there will be, basically if we talk of emission intensity as percentage of the GDP, there will be 45% reduction by 2030 as compared to the 2005 level. A big decision which have been taken, but the point is if you start thinking big, definitely we will achieve, and country has the capability of that. And next point is that by the year 2070, we will become the net zero. This was on the environment side. Second point is that if you talk of the other concepts of the ESG, India has introduced steps to encourage disclosure of the ESG practices by the organization. And from the industry perspective, I say that corporate momentum is already gearing up for that. From the environment side, a lot of actions are being taken by most of the organization. ESG disclosures definitely is becoming a very, very important subject in the balance sheets also. And people are going beyond the mandatory disclosures, but it needs to be done in the more organized and measurable manners. It has to become the way of life, I feel. Basically, the ESG should not be only for the disclosure. Always say that reducing the carbon footprint or having the social objective or having the good governance has to be way of life for any organization, whether smaller or bigger. Scope on its part, which is, I told you, the apex body of the public sector, we are supporting the various corporates in this agenda and undertaking many projects also in this particular area. And I'm sure some more projects will be undertaken once we have joined hands with your institute. When I come to the CMAs, I talked about the country as a whole, I talked about the G20 presidency, what is being done, I talked about what corporate needs to do, but when it comes to CMAs, in fact, they have a major role, in fact, in this particular direction for ensuring that businesses today do not falter in their responsibility toward ESG. Because you are the people who are the most knowledgeable in this particular field. CMAs can develop costing models that incorporates environment and social cost, which would enable organization to capture the financial impacts on the cost and benefit. Many a times people are thinking it's only a cost, but benefits would be much more. I've also done this kind of analysis, what kind of benefits are going to be there. So you are the people who can suggest that what will the impact of cost as well as the benefits because of these ESG initiatives. And further, this can be incorporated in the costing, in the product costing of the organization to make it data-driven decision. That's very, very important, which should include not only the financial impact, but the ESG initiatives impact also. I'm glad that beginning has been made through this global summit, and the subjects I was going through are very pertinent. Congrats and compliments to the organizers who have decided the various subjects which need to be discussed during these 2 days session. But it's not only the discussion, time has come to act also. If we have to support this country to become the third largest economy in the world, we need to identify the opportunities for that. And I always have a very high respect for the cost accounting professionals, and I'm sure they can play a leading role as well as their professional knowledge and wisdom is concerned, and they can develop the differentiating factors for the organization, for the country in this regard. While we talk about the ESG, in broad sense about the environment, social and governance, if I talk about the CMA professional, I'll say they also have to develop their own ESG model, own roadmap. If I say E should stand for the embrace the new opportunity, S should stand for the sensitize to innovate, and G should stand for the global brand. Grow a global brand for your own institute, for your own profession, for the nation as a whole. Thank you very much, and Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your rich experience with us and very insightful views. Thank you so much, sir. Now may I request our next guest of honors, Lieutenant General Sameer Gupta ji, VSM Director General Financial Planning, Indian Army, to share his thought-provoking views.
Shri Atul Sopti, Director General of the Standing Conference of Public Enterprises, Shri Vijender Sharma, who is the President of the ICMI, and CMA H. Padmanabhan, the Chairman of the Global Summit, all the senior members, the delegates, and organizers of the event. A very good morning and Jai Hind to all of you. Firstly, I must tell you that a short interaction which I had with Mr. Vijender Sharma on the closing address of the last, the first ever reorientation program which was run by the ICMAI for the Indian Army was a real eye-opener for all of us, in the sense that we saw the potential of what can be achieved with cooperation with a hitherto unknown organization as far as the Indian Army was concerned. The interaction there brought to the fore that there was a need for us to identify and to move ahead on a lot of other issues, and we are in the process of doing that. I assure you, we will look for areas where we can carry out more cooperation. It is a matter of pride for me to have been invited to this global summit, and this global summit which has been organized by the Cost Accountants of India, and the theme which has been covered earlier is the Unlocking Sustainability. G20 Presidency paves the way for an ESG-driven new world order. Now, India's G20 presidency has been regarded by experts across the world as an excellent opportunity with immense scope and potential, with the motto of Vasudev Kudumbakam already explained in a great amount of detail by Mr. Sopti. Now, India has embarked on the year-long journey of the G20 presidency, and indeed, there is a huge amount of opportunity for steering international coordination towards economic stability and prosperity, which is in general an overall overarching goal of the G20 organization itself. The Honorable Prime Minister of India envisions India's G20 agenda to be inclusive, ambitious, action-oriented, and decisive. India's successes and experiences are critical to tailoring global solutions. I'm glad that the Institute of Cost Accountants of India has organized this global summit to provide a platform for exchanging ideas on recent buzzwords like sustainability, ESG, ecosystem, the green energy, green finance, green entrepreneurship, etc. And the government is framing various strategies concerning these sectors for overall improvement of the Indian economy. Now, in India, the increasing importance of ESG is transforming corporate strategies. Regulatory mandates have played an imperative role in ushering corporations across sectors to engage in socially and environmentally conscious approaches to business. Integrating ESG into practice will not only add value to portfolios, but will also increase business sustainability. Our nation has clearly set its agenda for a sustainable future through its commitment to achieve SDG goals by 2030 and net zero by 2070. Similarly, corporate strategy is now closely linked to the priorities on climate change, decarbonization, principled supply chain, circular economy, diversity, equity, and inclusion on a strong foundation of good governance and supported by robust ESG measurement, reporting, and assurance. One of the indicators of the same is the introduction of comprehensive sustainability and environment, social, and governance related disclosures to nudge companies to look beyond the traditional finance-centric models. Of late, the Government of India has unleashed a development of scale. Its initiatives like Make in India, PLI scheme, Digital India, Startup India, and Atmanirbhar Bharat are all fast-tracking a predominantly agrarian India into the Internet of Things era, a leap that is critical to the nation's emergence as a global production and economic powerhouse. The Government of India's mission, e-governance, has made a paradigm shift on how it engages with its citizens. A vision for the future and sustainable development has been envisaged. The mission is to create value propositions by improving citizens' environmental, social, and economic values. Citizens are the epicenter of transformation. Conjoined with one of the youngest demographics and a burgeoning middle-class society, this change will surely put India at a high position on the global landscape. India has emerged as a conscious aspirant and has shown promise and capability to take great initiative in paving the way in combating climate change and meeting sustainable development goals of the UN in many of its regulatory schemes internally, such as the introduction of the business responsibility and sustainability reporting by the SEBI in 2021. And the sustainability reporting format is based on the 9 principles of National Guidelines for Responsible Business Conduct introduced by the SEBI. The intent of the BRSR can be said to be seamless integration and alignment of various regulatory frameworks and compliance requirements in terms of environmental, social, and governance parameters to be followed by companies operating within India for the purpose of responsible conduct of business and transparent disclosure of their non-financial parameters and sustainability goals. The BRSR format acts as one standard for all in India for ESG-related disclosures, and it will be intertwined with the financial performance of companies as well, as the BRSR report will be published alongside their annual report as an integral part. Let us probe into the remarkable growth of environmental social governance funds in India as an approach towards sustainable investment. Now, these funds not only seek financial returns, but also prioritize investments in companies that demonstrate environmental responsibility, social consciousness, and strong governance practices. The surge in ESG fund offerings by asset management companies in India reflects the growing concern for climate change, sustainable development, and a desire to support companies making positive contributions to society and the environment. Its importance, once again, I need not highlight again, it is visible to everybody today as the situation in Delhi probably highlights this to all of us. The world has realized that financial growth can only be achieved hand in hand with environmental and social responsibility. ESG funds offer an avenue to contribute to positive change while seeking potential financial returns. The AMCs are also launching exchange-traded funds and ETF fund of funds in the ESG space. Recently, the SEBI has proposed allowing mutual funds to introduce 5 new categories under ESG schemes and mandating ESG schemes to invest at least 65% of their assets under management in listed entities where assurance on BRSR code is undertaken. These measures are aimed at ensuring greater transparency, authenticity, and adherence to ESG principles. By providing clearer guidelines and promoting responsible investing practices, SEBI's initiatives can enhance investor confidence in ESG funds and foster the growth of this segment. On our part, the Indian Armed Forces have always endeavored to imbibe environmental friendly practices and have successfully built in social values conducive to building a sustainable future. I am sanguine that the deliberations during this seminar will throw light on various strategies for unlocking sustainability through ESG. Also, my sincere gratitude and heartfelt thanks to the Institute for their efforts in organizing this event. I wish the summit every possible success. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir, for your thought-provoking views. We have another guest of honors who could not make it to join with us due to his other official commitments, Dr. Subhash Sarkarji. So we would like our IT team to play his video message for all of us who could not join with us personally. Dr. Subhash Sarkarji is Honorable Union Minister of State for Education. He has played an instrumental role in government policy making. He is a thorough academician in medicine who has chaired in many scientific and social seminars, also associated with different programmers of philanthropic and social organizations. So may I request our IT team to play his video.
Namaskar. Warm greetings to all. Our Honorable Minister of Law and Justice, Sri Arjun Ram Meghawal ji, CMA Vijendra Sharma, President ICAI, CMA Rakesh Bhalla, Vice President ICAI, all the esteemed dignitaries, delegates and friends from the media. Ladies and gentlemen, I am delighted to be here at the Global Summit organized by the Institute of Cost Accountants of India, that is ICMAI. The ICMAI, with over 90,000 members and 500,000 students, has become the world's largest professional body of cost and management accountants. I commend the Institute for this remarkable achievement. India's G20 presidency offers a significant opportunity for international coordination towards economic stability and prosperity. With the theme Unlocking Sustainability, G20 presidency paves the way for an ESG-driven new world order. This summit provides a platform for discussing sustainability, ESG, green energy, green finance, and green entrepreneurship. Yes, we know ESG, that is environmental, social, and governance, is the framework used to assess an organization's business practices and performance on various sustainability and ethical use. Yes, our government, under the visionary leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji, actively, that vision is actively strategizing in these sectors to improve the Indian economy. Honorable Prime Minister has launched an incredible initiative, Mission Life. There is a lifestyle for environment. Life is about making lifestyle choices to improve our planet. Life is a coalition of like-minded people across the world who will promote sustainable lifestyles. Through Ujjwala Yojana, more than 90 million households have been provided access to clean cooking fuel. Under the PM Kusum scheme, we have taken renewable energy to the farmers. As our Honorable Prime Minister has expressed, Indians have always lived in harmony with nature. Our cultures, ritual, daily practices, and numerous harvest festivals demonstrate our strong bonds with nature. Reduce, reuse, recycle, recover, redesign, and remanufacture have been part of India's cultural ethos. India will continue to act for climate resilient policies and practices as we have always done. Friends, sustainability encompassing environmental, social, and economic goals can be achieved through technology and digital transformation. Companies investing in eco-conscious decisions and positioning themselves as technologically advanced and environmentally conscious brands will gain long-term benefits. ESG standards focusing on environmental impact, employee and stakeholders treatment and good governance are gaining prominence in India. These regulations promote sustainable business practice, improve corporate governance, and reduce environmental and social risks. Adopting ESG practices leads to a sustainable future and enhances competitiveness. Dear friends, the education sector has a vital role in ESG. Indian education institutions contribute through environmental education, sustainable campus practices, social responsibility, governance and ethical standards, and research and innovation for sustainable solutions. Educational institutions integrate environmental studies into the curriculum, raise awareness about climate change, conservation, waste management, and renewable energy. They promote sustainable practices through energy efficient technologies, recycling, water conservation, and green spaces. Social responsibility is fostered by promoting inclusivity, diversity, and equality through tolerance, respect, social justice, and community service activities, and financial aid to disadvantaged students. Governance and ethical standards are upheld through transparency, academic integrity, and ethical behavior among students and staff. Research and innovation in educational institutions focus on sustainable solutions to environmental and social challenges, such as developing new technologies, promoting sustainable agriculture, exploring clean energy alternatives, and addressing social issues. The Indian education sector plays a crucial role in shaping future generations by incorporating ESG principles. Educational institutions contribute to building a sustainable and responsible society. In conclusion, I would like to quote Mahatma Gandhi ji. And what is this? The earth, the air and land and the water are not an inheritance from our forefathers, but on loan from our children. So we have to hand over to them at least as it was handed over to us. I am confident that the discussion in the next 2 days will shed light on strategies for unlocking sustainability through ESG. Thank you to the Institute of Cost Accountants of India for organizing this event. I wish the Global Summit a great success. Thank you all. Bharat Mata Ki Jai.
Thank you. It was indeed motivation to CMA fraternity and audience. Now we request our guest of honors for some releases by the Section 8 companies of the Institute, our registered valuer organization and our social auditors organization of the Institute. So we have 2 publications to be released by our guest of honors. One is on case studies on valuation published by our ICMAI RVO. So may I request guest of honors. So may I request our guest of honors to the owners to release these publications. Thank you, sir. Now we are at the verge of closure of this inaugural session. I take this opportunity to propose vote of thanks for this inaugural part. We are extremely delighted to have our wonderful guest today morning. I thank Dr. Subhash Sarkarji, Honorable Union Minister of State for Education in absentia, who has given his message to encourage the CMA fraternity. We are grateful and thankful to guest of honors Shri Atul Sopti ji, Director General Scope, and Lieutenant General Samir Gupta ji, VSM, Director General Financial Planning, Indian Army, for sparing their valuable time to grace this occasion and to motivate the participants and supporting the Institute's initiatives in all respects by MOU and by other our training programs. I am grateful to CMA Vijendra Sharma, sir, President of the Institute, and CMA H. Padmanabhan, Chairman, Global Summit 2023, and former Vice President, ICMAI, for their leadership and vision, which has enabled us to hold this global summit. I also take this opportunity to thank former presidents, council members, regional council members, chapter representatives, esteemed speakers, corporates, delegates, press and media, and august audience present with us. I want a big round of applause for yourself for joining us this morning. With this, we conclude the inaugural session, and we request you all to please join us for a networking tea break, and we'll finish, then we'll proceed for our further sessions. Thank you, everyone.